11.5, including Bashir, including Grishuk, Nakamura, and Dubov.
And look, Jobava goes for what I used to call Jobava opening.
Is it?
I think
Jobava
it's
opening?
very safe, if we are fair. This d4, d5, knight c3, knight f6, and then bishop f4 and e3. So it's almost like London system, but instead of putting a pawn on c3, you put there
the
a knight.
And now a3. This is Jobava line.
Right.
You say.
Yeah, he played a lot of...
b5. I think Magnus prepared for the Jobava opening.
Might be, because he's playing very fast.
Maybe that's why he was smiling.
Yeah, but remember the game Jobava won in rapid, I think, or was it Blitz yesterday against Salem, where there were opposite castles, so white surprisingly castled long. It was played with the same line. Magnus was with the white pieces. Yeah, I think it was a Blitz yesterday. So he must know what's going on in this line also for black. So far, both sides developing pieces, nothing particularly exciting, I would say. Knight e5 and queen f3, that would be typical Jobava. Knight e5, queen f3, queen h3, going into this direction. Castles, accepting the challenge. I would already start being worried. Probably would not go for castle.
Well, maybe his only concern is that this bishop from d3 can be chased away.
Yeah, that's right, it can. So if queen f3, for instance, indeed black can play c4, or maybe on, let's say...
takes on d7.
Takes on d7 and knight takes on d7, queen h5.
So there's no time for c4,
This
you
gives,
must play something.
f5, well, an ambitious move, but why not? If you control an e5 square, you just gain more space. f5, planning possibly to play c5, c4 as well. Bishop g3, what Jobava is planning?
What to do?
I don't think bishop e5 is... No. I mean, knight on c3 is certainly misplaced, that I can say. And you cannot bring it over e2. So that's an interesting moment, right? So black will try to keep the tension, because white's pieces after this f7, f5, there is no attack, and white's pieces are not perfectly organized.
h3
probably preparing for g4. And as I said, Magnus doesn't play c4, doesn't take on d4.
He keeps the tension.
Yeah, rook c8, bishop h2.
Okay, so maybe it was not about g4. It's in the air, of course, but...
Yeah, queen b6, pressing the d4 pawn, so that you have to do something. Rook a d1 is not surprisingly a move by Bahadur Jobava. Rook to d1.
I'm a bit puzzled by this h3, bishop h2.
I don't know. Bishop d6. So wants to exchange the bishops, which is, well, understandable, because even if you put your pawns on light squares, the bishop on h2 is very strong, right? So especially if you put your pawns on. So, I mean, technically, black had sort of a good bishop, right? But you want to fight for an e5 square, so you exchange your bishop from e7 for this bishop on h2. Rook to e8, so centralizing everything. Bishop to f1 in order to bring the knight over.
Yes,
yeah, because
I thought that's why he played bishop h2, but with the bishop on d3 you can only trap your own bishop if you move the knight.
Yeah, if you play knight e2, c5, c4 is always the move. So what Mag is going to do? e5? And e5 is sort of tricky, because you do have more space after this, but your d5 will be hanging. So you should play e6, e5 with care. I mean, e5. He plays. Okay, who cares about weak pawns? It's Blitz after all. We are getting to a situation with one.
He takes on c5, not
he
on
takes
e5.
on c5, which is, I'd say, surprising, to be honest.
Yes, letting the e5 and d5 pawns alive.
Queen takes and queen b4. So he has spotted this long maneuver. So this way he attacks the d5 pawn. Now I realize. Knight d5.
Knight
What's knight d5? Bishop d5, and then he takes on c5 and plays b4. Tricky Jobava. Now the guy is extremely tricky. You won't believe how tricky he is.
So he
And now
Has exchanged
Magnus's
many pieces.
yeah, Magnus's e5 pawn is certainly in danger. Jobava might be beating Magnus. Look, it's bishop against the knight. Knight is not particularly a good piece here. Rook f7, okay, rook d1. So you will still have to move the knight. Knight f6. Rook takes e5. g6. I mean,
Pawn
Magnus
up
is
for
in danger.
Jobava.
Yes, pawn up, and after rook e6, it might be that he's winning the other one. Rook e6 played. Knight e4 takes on a6. Just take on a6. Padur. Just take on a6. Because, well, what's interesting with this bishop on f1, you can hardly create threats to White's king. Rook a6
Yes,
and
he
bishop
takes it.
b5.
Knight f2.
Knight f2 at least attacking the rook on d1. So it comes with a tempo. Rook e1 is somewhat strange. I would go
Yes.
to a1 to support, or b1, you know, to support those pawns which will be potentially running.
Also giving a check was an option.
Giving a check on d8 was an option, but probably he didn't...
He wants to keep his king as
yeah.
safe as possible. It's normal.
He didn't want to... rook e2. So that was the point behind rook e1. He wants to swap a pair of rooks, which is a nice thing to do, apparently, so that the king will be even safer. Bishop
he takes on b5.
check. Well, actually, there is a motive h5, h4, you know,
And knight g3.
knight to g3. But Jobava is just in
He will
time.
not allow it.
Knight f1, yeah, you have to run with the king. Knight c4. Well, I
But
mean,
this
there is
is-
no doubt Jobava has a winning position against Magnus Carlsen. It's just the thing that,
But
well, you
there's
know,
a
it's
trick.
Blitz. Knight is, as we already know, is a very dangerous piece. Some checks here.
Yes, he can take
Knight
g2 pawn.
g2.
Suddenly he
Well,
has
bishop
a,
g2, I didn't
pawn.
like at all. Look, and
Yeah.
check, and what? b7 f3. All of a sudden, I'm not sure what is this. It's a check and rook b6, and Jobava is winning. No, he's not. No, he's not. Rook b6, f2. What a game.
And f1 is a check.
f1 comes with a check.
Oh my, he just
Okay.
realized that he
And
spoiled
he has,
it.
well, he's not losing apparently. Even though I wouldn't be sure even about this. Even about this, I wouldn't be sure. b7 is hanging, f2 is a threat. No, he's not losing. He can play rook f6. In the worst case. Even though he might end up being pawned down.
Oh, he might lose on time. If
He might lose on time as well. Absolutely. No, rook f6 he plays, rook b7 and rook b3 check, which is sort of surprising. So Magnus wants his rook behind the a5 pawn. Magnus will win this game, believe me. I mean, it's a drawish position, but I think Magnus will win. Rook f7, h6.
It's
a7.
incredible, but Jobava refuses the draw and now he has to suffer.
No, I mean, there
This
is
is lost.
not much suffering involved. It's just lost. It's just
incredible.
lost.
He
King
doesn't
g4,
believe it.
he's
He
just
was
in time.
winning.
a7, h5, and the rook is not moving anywhere.
Yes, he cannot believe
Yeah,
it.
that was-
At least he smiles.
Yeah.